Sorry I didn't jump into your rescue. He named my too.
No worries. You too. I think it doesn't really apply here, but anyway. So there's like a special kind of law for service leaders. Prayers, like the sound of the shofar.
Love it. Love it. Done. Appreciate that. Shabbat Shalom. Oh, wow. What a beautiful sight this is to see. Welcome, everybody. Come on in close. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to start singing. We're going to get our voices warmed up. And here is the Hine Matov that we spoke about in the other room. And this happens to be from an artist that you all know and love. Our own cantor Natalie Young wrote this several years ago. So we'll honor her tonight by opening up our Shabbat service with that. Shabbat כולנו ביחד. Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is my distinct pleasure to address you from here as opposed to the other room over there. But for those of you joining us in cyberspace, hello. My name is Rabbi Jason Rosner, and again, it's my pleasure to be here leading the service today with so many wonderful folks who have helped make this evening possible. I'd also like to take a moment to welcome Kim Gubner, who has been studying with and working together with Cantor Natalie Young for many years, who will be our song leader tonight, who's going to take us beautifully through our service. So, round of synagogue applause for Kim. So, a few quick things here. Firstly, before we make sure when the seatbelt sign is fastened, your seatbelts are fastened, and when the thing falls, put it on your face before putting it on the face of the person next to you. Okay, so I'm supposed to announce exits are there, and there. Bathrooms are around the corner. If you need a single-use bathroom, you can go to the first floor. It's in the staff offices. I am also supposed to announce, oh yes, if you have a device, a cell phone, an iPad, a pager, if it's 1997. Unless you are a doctor on call, please turn it all the way off. This is Shabbat. It's a time for rest, so let's try resting together. If it goes off once, okay, we understand. If it goes off twice, we appreciate your $10,000 gift to Temple Bethel. Lisa Beth will find you. Okay, so we're going to continue. Are there any other announcements that I need to make at the beginning? No. Okay, any complaints so far? Okay, great. It's a Jewish audience, so it's best to know. Okay, we're going to continue on page 11, I believe.
Yes, with Ya'aloz's Sadai, and this happens to be the Nava Tehillah version of it. We haven't done it for a while, so it might take a second, but as soon as you remember it, start singing it with me.
Page 11.
Ya'aloz's Sadai, v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz's Sadai. Ay, 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 Ya'aloz's Sadai, v'chol asher bo Ya'aloz's Sadai. Ay, 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 asher anenu kol hatzeh.
right, well, we are now going to welcome in Shabbat in the most traditional way we can think of, which is by lighting candles. So I would like to invite Kim and Marcy. Where's Marcy? Marcy? Oh, there she is. We're going to be turning back in your books, these nice blue books, to page 1. If it's your custom to rise for candle lighting, I invite you to rise if you are able to do so at this time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We'll continue now on page 18 for Lecha Dodi. Page 18.
So, Rabbi, for the people who are new or haven't been here for a while, what happens on that 9th verse that we're going to do? Because we're going to do 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Ah, all right. So we are doing a choose your own adventure Lecha Dodi. We're doing 1, 2, 5, and 9. At the end of Lecha Dodi, the custom originated, this part of the service is relatively new by Jewish standards. It's only about 500 years old. So at the last verse of this song, I invite you to stand up, face the door, and bow. Some people bow at the beginning of the last verse, some people bow at the end of the last verse, but let me show you something important. When you bow, can everyone hear me? Round your lower back. I say that not only because you don't want to hurt yourself, but because according to the mystical tradition in Judaism, when you separate those lower vertebrae, there are various points where spiritual energy can supposedly enter the body. One is between these lower vertebrae. One is in the back of the head where if you have an infant, before the skull plates fuse together, there's this soft part where they all come together. That's another spot. But when you bow in Judaism, you start choreography by bending at the knees because the word bow is related to the word for knees. And then make sure to round your lower back. Not like you're lifting a heavy object. Okay, any questions about the choreography? Okay. Can you? Okay. All right. Page 18. We're going to do 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Yep.
1, 2, 5, and 9. And again, at the end, please rise and face the back on the last verse. I will go like this, so no one is confused. Okay.
Cool. This one involves singing and clapping, so get ready. Yalla la 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 lecha dodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Yalla la 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 lecha dodi. Yalla la 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 likrat kala. Yalla la 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 pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. This verse is Shamor v'Zachor. Shamor v'Zachor b'dibur echad hishmiyanu elam yuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ol tiferet tila. Ya la la, ya la 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 la, lechadodi. Ya la 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 la, lichakala. Ya la 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 la, Pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat mikabela. Ya la 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 la, lechadodi. Ya la 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 la, lichakala. Ya la 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 la, Pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat mikabela. This verse is Likrat Shabbat. Likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh v'kedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Verse 5, Hitoreri. Hitoreri.
Page 19.
Kiva orech, kumi ori, 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 shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayach ligala. Here we go again. Yalalala lechadodi. Yalalala lechakala. Yalalala pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Yalalala lechadodi. Yalalala lechakala. Yalalala pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam besimcha uv'sola, toch emunei am segula, boi kala. Boi kala. Last time, come on. Yalalala lechadodi. Yalalala lichakala. Yalalala pnei Shabbat. Pnei Shabbat nikabela. Yalalala lechadodi. Yalalala lichakala. Yalalala pnei Shabbat, pnei Shabbat mikabela. Beautiful. We are a singing congregation.
We're going to continue now with Chatzi Kaddish on page 22. Stand by. I will give you, talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Jumbo shrimp, neither jumbo nor. Okay. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 22, which will be led by Ellen. People have different customs for this. You can stand at this moment, or you can remain seated and then stand for Baruch Hu, whatever your family custom is. But we're going to be on 22, page 22.
But before that, Ellen has a couple special words for you.
All right.
Okay.
Surprise.
So, I guess I do this, right? Are you okay if I make this lower? Like a lot? Okay. Just a beautiful, beautiful Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. And what a wonderful, wonderful evening. Now I need to put my glasses on. On behalf of Temple Bethel, and as VP of Ritual, I want to extend a warm welcome to you, Rabbi Rosner, and to your wife, Nuemi, wherever you are. Raise your hand there if you want to stand. If it's up to you, of course. Okay. Some of us have been working with you over the past few months, and I've found you to be, get ready, thoughtful, insightful, respectful, curious, pragmatic, strategic, and a visionary. That's quite a recipe for a real mensch. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs of blessed memory wrote, "Leaders lead because there is work to do. There are people in need. There is injustice to be fought. There is wrong to be righted. There are problems to be solved and challenges ahead. Leaders hear this as a call to light a candle instead of standing by idly and expecting others to do the work." This is not holding, so I'm just going to do this. Okay. The responsible life is the best life there is, and the highest accolade that Moses ever received was to be called Eved Hashem, God's servant, and there is no higher honor. Under your guidance and wisdom, we will move forward seeking that honor as we continually strive to become God's servants. Mazel tov to you, and mazel tov to all of us. Thank you for choosing us as your congregation, as we choose you to be one of our rabbinic leaders.
Thank you.
And now I've got to go to page what?
22.
22.
You may stand if it is your custom for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah ba'amad divrei kirutei v'yamik malchutei b'cha arechon uvyomechon uvyachedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala ba'agala uvizman kariv V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mavarach, Le'alam u'almei almaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitroma, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yithalel, V'yithalal, Shemei Kedusha, Brichu, La'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nehemata, V'amri ron be'alma, V'meru, Amen.
Please stay standing. We're going to go into the Baruch Hu.
Page 23.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai, yalla Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai lai, yalalai lai 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 lai.
We'll continue on page 26. Page 26.
God of Creation by Cantor Natalie Young. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro mariv aravim b'chokhma poteach she'arim. God of creation, who makes the evening fall from light into darkness with the setting of the sun, you unfold the heavens with brilliant moon and stars and wrap our souls with peace. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro mariv aravim b'chokhma poteach she'arim. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim.
Page 27.
This is Ahavat Olam, and it is by the late Debbie Friedman.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta.
Torah u'mitzvot.
Torah u'mitzvot,
Chukim
u'mishpatim, otanu lemadata, otanu lemadata. Ein Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu, nasiach bekuchecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu.
V'yorech yameinu. V'ahavadcha al tasir. V'ahavadcha al tasir. Mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
We'll continue with the central pillar of our monotheistic faith, the Shema, on page 29. If it is your custom to rise, please rise. If it is your custom to remain seated for this, you may remain seated. 29.
And for tonight, we're going to be starting with Listen, which many of you remember as an oldie but not an oldie but a goodie. And it is written and composed by a very close friend of mine, Cantor Doug Kotler. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way, and listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you will hear if you listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill, or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen. Please join me when we sing a Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malachim
May I call upon Merit? We are on page 31. Where's Merit?
Do you want to come up for Yahata? Next week.
No? Okay.
Next week it's
Please
you.
join me, page 31. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'eleh asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam lavanecha vidivarta b'ham Veshivtecha b'beitecha uvlechtecha b'derech uvshortecha uvkumecha uvshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uvtaftam al mezuzot beitecha uvihi sharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim Le'yod lahem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. We're going to continue now with Micha Mocha. We're going to turn ahead to page 37.
So this is the Debbie Friedman round. So I know we've only been together for a short time, but we're going to have to split up just for a short time. So we're going to come down here. We're all going to sing Micha Mocha together.
My wife is right there.
I know.
I'm kidding.
Just for the song. Okay. All right, let's hit it. We're going to try it all together, and then we'll split up, okay? Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo. O seifele. Hit this side. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilo. Oh, say fella, everybody. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai. Micha Mocha ne'edar b'kodesh. Baruch atah Adonai ga'al Yisrael.
Amen.
He did okay.
Please rise. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Page 39, Hashkivenu. Page 39.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomreinu lechayim. Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoreinu lechayim u'shalom me'ata b'yad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom v'hamidenu shomreinu Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Lishalom, V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim, V'hamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim.
We're going to continue with Vishamru, going directly into Adonai Taif Tiftach, and then into a standing silent Amidah. So, do we do the jumping thing here for Vishamru?
Well, we can.
Do you know the jumping thing for Vishamru? Okay. So, which Vishamru?
Leader.
Vishamru.
Vishamru. Woo! B'nai Yisrael.
Okay, so it's a slightly different melody, but each time we get to Vishamru, please jump as high as you can. Okay?
If you are able. Okay, here we go. This is going to be new for me too. Ready? Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Lazon and Hashabbat, Lidorotam, Deritolam, Deritolam. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Beini, Beini, Uvein, B'nai Yisrael, Oti Le'olam, Oti Le'olam. Ready? Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Ki Sheshet Yami, Asa Adonai, and Hashemayim, Ve'et Haaretz. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Uvayom Hashvi'i, Shabbat, Vayinafash, Vayinafash, Vayinafash. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. Vishamru, B'nai Yisrael, and Hashabbat, and Hashabbat. One last time. No?
No.
B'nai Yisrael.
No more.
No more. Rabbi says no. That means no. Done.
No, keep going. I'm kidding.
Shabbat. All right.
It'll take a while to
It's
get the
all right.
comedic back and forth.
We're working out the kinks. It's good.
All right. Please, we're going to go straight into the standing silent Amidah. You can use this time for using the words in on the page, or for breath meditation or walking meditation, whatever you feel like. And you can move around in the space to find the perfect lighting to bring upon that spiritual moment. So 143.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Yes, we will know that you are one.
If you are still talking to God, please continue at your own pace. If you have concluded your Amidah, we will pick up on 57, page 57.
This is Shalom Rav and the Klepper and Freelander duo wrote it. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Bechol ve'enecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'toch eit v'chol sha'a yishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. One more time. Tasim Leolam.
It's time now for us to turn our thoughts to those who are in need of healing this week. So I'll start by reading the community names. This is my first week with you, so I'm going to, if I miss a name, miss an accent, please let me know after Shabbat by email. Or you may yell out corrections. This is a synagogue. You may yell out pronunciation corrections, like we're doing Torah reading. So I'm going to start by reading the community names. If there are people on here who you know who are in need of a phone call, a soup drop-off, this used to be not done in the Reform movement for many years because of a belief that it was too... It didn't fit with the ethos of the movement, but Debbie Friedman of blessed memory set it to this gorgeous music and it was reintroduced. And I grew up with this music at Beth Shalom in Tustin. How many Beth Shalom people, by the way? Anybody other than the Mitzmans? Yeah, awesome. So I'm going to start by reading the names. Again, please yell out if I make a mistake in your name, and I deeply apologize. Okay, and then we're going to sing on 63. This week we are praying for healing for and calling and visiting Jeffrey Irwin Allen, Sylvia Asner, Ione Auerbach, Sylvia Belzer, Philip Belzer, Sarah Brennesel, Mary Brill, Leslie Brody, David Cuevas, Diane Esco, thank you. It's a,
This is Kaddish.
Oh, I apologize. That is the wrong list. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't have the right list. So we're going to get through this together. Here's what we're going to do. If you have a name, this may be what we do in the past year. but again, it's my first day. Raise your hand and I will call on you for Misha Berachs. If you have a name for healing, please raise your hand. Thank you. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Richard.
Shore, Alma Shore, and Diane Rothenberg. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to come around.
Cassandra Zoe and Alona Sugarman.
Thank you. May they find healing.
Sue Trushansky.
Asima Jedi.
Noah Buchanan.
Robert Axelrod.
Sherry Krause and Sue Trushansky and Leslie Wagner. Leslie Wagner. Jerry Weiss and Dylan Latz.
Thank you.
Carol Simmons, Bonnie Lee Harnden.
Thank you.
Jessica Carpel.
Thank you.
Jordy Shaw.
Cindy Mursky. Linda Spector.
Debbie Gibson, Steve Blanc, and Sharon Siegel.
Jeffrey Amin and Steve Blanc.
Eric Winston, Leslie Fromm, and Ron Osborne.
Sherry Krause.
Jeff Amin and Dina Dubrow, Ellen Jimenez, and Miles Feynman.
Lori Wurzel and Rodney Toe.
Michelle Cohen, Martin Fisher, Caroline Fisher, Rita Horn, and Dennis Kassan.
Kathy Krinsky, Arnold Raymond.
And Steve Blanc.
Sophia Klein, Steve Blanc.
Donna Raskin, Christina Martell.
Michael Askey.
All those mentioned before: Arnie Adler, Scott White, Bob Fraze, and Scott Wallen.
Hannah Niederman.
Lisa Lefkowitz.
Oh, yes. I apologize.
My mistake. Cantor Aviva Rosenblum.
Thank you. I'll try to give her a call.
Terry Noose.
Have a name, but had you continued, you might have brought on the Mashiach.
That's above my pay grade. Are there any other names? Please do not hold back. Yes.
Irma Subed, Mary Eskenazi, and Beatriz Benavides.
Thank you. What? I'd like to add, in addition to all of the communal names, all those who have been affected by the war in Ukraine, those who have been displaced by recent climate disasters, those in our county and our country without access to adequate housing or adequate health care.
And the men and women of the IDF.
all those mentioned and all those who are in need of being mentioned find full and complete healing speedily in our days. Thank you all for bearing with me as I started with the wrong list. We are a people who believe in teshuvah. So, I would like to start by dedicating this sermon, my first sermon as your Reform Rabbi here at Temple Beth El of South Orange County, to Rabbi Richard Levy of blessed memory, formerly president of the Central Conference of American Rabbis, the dean of the Hebrew Union College Rabbinical School, a great scholar who wrote on the Psalms and helped edit the prayer book that you're using tonight, and who served for many years many years ago when I was a student up until his death as one of my rabbinic mentors. One of the greatest mensches I've ever known. He taught through example, and his example was to be gracious, slow to anger, and appreciative. In that vein, I would like to start out tonight with some appreciations. Firstly, an enormous thank you to all of you who contributed your time to bring us here and to bring me here. Thank you to the search committee. Thank you to the board. Thank you to all of the board officers, past and present. If you are a board member now or wherever, please raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. I'd also like to thank our outstanding staff that we are lucky to have, and I am now thrilled to call my colleagues. Our executive director, Lisa Beth Lobenthal, who is the most experienced and, how do I say, patient and kind and thoughtful and direct executive director that I've had the opportunity to work with. To Michelle, where's Michelle? To Dr. Johanna Sohn, to Melissa, to both Jessies, to Peter Greenberg, our new in-house bookkeeper, without which none of this will be possible, to Christine Mayberry for organizing everything tonight. I wish you that traffic runs in your favor as you attempt to make it up to the bowl. To Daphne, to Brittany, and especially to Juan and his team, who make everything run behind the scenes. Thank you to all of you who gave me such support in the process of getting here and since I started. And a special thank you to my colleague, Rabbi Kavod, for welcoming me in as a partner after his many years serving this congregation. I look forward to a wonderful time working together. I would also like to thank our clergy, past and present, including Cantor Shula, including Sherry Krause, and the memory of Rabbi Alan Krause, who, with many of you, blazed a path for Jews in South Orange County. Without your efforts, we would not be sitting here tonight. I would like to thank also, of course and always, my wife, Noemi, for your support through this transition process. To all of our guests, we hope that you have a good time tonight, that you feel spiritually uplifted, and that you will come back again and again until eventually you cross that threshold into membership. And lastly, and you will hear me say this over and over and over again, synagogues are like PBS. Everything we do is thanks to your support. So to our membership, thank you. I would like to start my time here with you all by setting an intention. And that intention is to valorize the ethic of appreciation. Often I find that the weekly Torah portion, does anyone extra points? Who knows what Torah portion we're on? Pinchas. Okay, good. I often find the weekly Torah portion has something important to say about what's going on in our lives, and it so happens, if this wasn't this week's Torah portion, I would have picked this for my first Shabbat. Why? Because it outlines basically the duties of the Kohanim, of the priests. How they become Kohanim, how they become priests, and the holidays that they have to do. They have to serve, they have to perform. And it also lists out the job description of these are the holidays, blah, 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 Passover and Shavuot and so on. And most importantly, it contains the first ever membership list of all of the members of the congregation that the Kohanim get to know and get to support. But I'm not a Kohen, I'm not a priest. I don't ritually sacrifice sheep, goats. Sorry. If you have extra goats, not my area of expertise. I'm a rabbi. I'm an heir of the Kohanim, of the priests. And I want to talk to you tonight about what a rabbi is, what a Reform rabbi is, and my relationship with all of you as your new Reform rabbi. In the early 20th century, Emile Durkheim, how many people, show of hands, sociology majors? Thank you. Emile Durkheim, a wonderful French Jew who was one of the founders of sociology, he wrote in his book on the elementary forms of religious life that there is a division between the government, what we would call the martial leadership, the people in charge of the army and the money, and the religious leadership, the priests, the rabbis, the pastors, the imams, the yogis. And he said, and I believe this, that it is the job of the priests, the people that hold that function, not to teach facts about history, but to teach morals and ethics, and to teach us how to be good people and why to be good people. I am not here to teach you physics. I'm not good at it. Not here to teach you language. I mean, I'll teach you some Hebrew, but I am here to help you decode the store of wisdom that is present in those scrolls behind me and in all of the books throughout this building, and to apply them to the lives that we are living. You might say to me, put up or shut up, right? You just said you're going to teach us an ethical lesson. Go ahead and do it. Use the Torah portion. I dare you. Dare accepted. Okay, this week, we are dealing with the aftermath of the confrontation between Korach and Moses. Just to catch everyone up, for those who missed, who haven't watched the Torah yet on Netflix, here is where we are. The people of Israel were enslaved in Egypt for a while. It wasn't great, with the exception of apparently the cucumbers were pretty good. The people of Israel were taken out of Egypt by... not Moses, by God, thank you. And Moses is serving as God's representative, as the person who is the ethical figurehead and the martial figurehead, until those are split off in this parsha. The reason I believe that Moses was never able to enter the promised land is that he was both of those things. He was a human being sort of that was above that normal division. He was both the war leader and he was the priest. That would never work. And so in this week's parsha, we see those split off, and we see the investiture of the priests with the laying on of hands, which anybody know laying on of hands is called in Hebrew? Hebrew quiz. Smicha. To lean on, to put your hands on. That's how I became a rabbi. The head of Hebrew Union College put his hands on my head and invested me with his authority. But unlike the priests, I am not a rabbi because my father was a rabbi, or my mother was a rabbi. or my grandparents were rabbis. I'm a rabbi because of the Torah knowledge that I learned from my teachers, Rabbi Richard Levy. Additionally, I studied under some people some of you will know, Rabbi Brad Artson, right? Rabbi Shelley Donnell from TBS. My teachers. What makes a rabbi is the Torah that they represent, the Torah that they have learned from their teachers. Our ability to parse all of these ethical questions. Okay, so there we are. Pinchas. Moses is leading the people through the desert, and they're whining, and they're complaining because they are not yet Jews, but Israelites. That's pretty close. And one of Moses's cousins, more or less, named Korach, comes to him and he says, look, buddy, I don't appreciate the way you've been leading the people. I don't appreciate this crazy garment that you've made us wear with the silly fringes. I think that that's silly and we should wear big blue garments and we should all look like royalty. I don't appreciate, like who died and made you king, right? I don't appreciate you. And Moses says what all of us say when somebody puts a nasty comment on Facebook about us, I'm going to get that guy. I got his number. I'm going to get him. And we've all given in to that urge, right? We've said, I'm going to fight you on Facebook. I'm going to argue with you in the parking lot. After the board meeting, you wait, I'm going to give you a piece of my mind, right? Korach attacks Moses, and Moses responds with a direct challenge. She says, okay, buddy, you think you're so great. I'm going to come. I'm going to offer some incense. You come. You offer some incense to God. God will choose between us. If you fail, though, the consequences will be dire. So this contest happens. The consequences are indeed dire. Korach loses the contest with Moses. The ground opens up and swallows Korach and all of his followers into Sheol, the weird, like, murky underworld that the Torah suggests we go to after we die. More on that another time. But there's one little throwaway line that says, the sons of Korach did not die. And they remembered this confrontation. This verse has been interpreted to mean that antagonism coming from confrontation can continue and cascade across generations, across different groups of leaders, in the same way that trauma can cascade down generations of a family. Those of you who are holding the trauma of the Shoah, of the Holocaust from previous generations, or the exile from Iran, or Ethiopia, or Ukraine, if your family experienced trauma generations ago, you are probably still holding on to it in some way, whether or not you realize you are. And the question comes up, if trauma can cascade down generations, if fights can cascade down generations, how do you stop that from happening? Because we've seen it throughout our history. During the Second Temple period, we saw a confrontation between different groups. What are those groups called, Monty Python fans? The Judean People's Front and the People's Front of Judea. The Sadducees and the Pharisees and the Essenes. During the Middle Ages, there were fights, schisms, breakaway groups, the Karaites, 8th century, Jews, see you later, boom, gone. Arguments that could never be solved. This verse, I believe, about the children of Korach, is there to teach us that confrontation can only be nullified with appreciation. Had Korach said to Moses, I disagree with you, but I appreciate all of the work that you've done, all of the sacrifices that you've made, all of the time that you have put in, perhaps we would be living a very different history. We live in a divided society, and I invite you to consider this as an option. Earlier you heard me say, I'd also talk about what it means not just to be a rabbi, not just to be an exegete, to drash on stuff, to give you moral lessons, but what it means to be specifically a Reform rabbi. After centuries of confrontation, Judaism began a process of dividing itself into movements in the 19th century. Extra points. What was the first Jewish movement? Nope. Reform. Correct. The first Jewish movement was the Reform movement in the 19th century in Germany. And it was founded on the basis of elevating the voices of our prophets, the ethical voices, over the minutiae of the law. And it took away a lot of the compulsion of halakha and said, we are Jews because we need to act rightly in the world. It's not only about whether you check your garments if they have mixtures of wool and linen. It's not only whether you put your shoes on the right shoe first and then the left shoe, and then you tie the left shoe and then you tie the right shoe. By the way, for those who are keeping track, that is the official way to put your shoes on in Judaism. You think I'm joking. So it's a way to bagel someone, and apparently during the Second World War, it was a way you could tell if someone was actually Jewish. You could watch how they put on their shoes to know. But the Reform movement is more than a set of theological positions and official platforms published in Pittsburgh and elsewhere. Reform Judaism also has its own culture, its own references, its own summer camps. We have our own seminary, the oldest seminary in the Jewish seminary in the United States. We have our own way of constructing a sermon, the Reform rabbi style of sermon. You can all pick, I'm doing it right now. I learned the Reform way to do things under many great teachers. I learned also from teachers in the conservative and Orthodox and reconstructing movements, but I am at my heart a Reform Jew and a Reform rabbi trained in that tradition. And trained under my mentor, Rabbi Richard Levy of blessed memory. Rabbi Levy was an inspiration. He marched with Martin Luther King when he was a student still in the Hebrew Union College, and he was imprisoned for that. He did what Heschel would call praying with his feet. He was focused on improving the world around him, not on praying for a messianic redemption, a physical messianic redemption, and the redemption of a temple with animal sacrifices, which for me as a vegan would be very tough. I would have a very hard time. And recently, the movement has taken up the banner of Tikkun Olam. Now, I understand in this community, those words are pretty loaded. So let me unpack their original meaning. They come from, anybody know? Before Kabbalah, they're in our liturgy. Anybody know? Extra point, bonus, you get my job if you know the answer to this. That's not a reward, by the way, that's a punishment. Letaken olam, l'malchut shaddai in the Aleinu, to improve, to repair the world in order to bring about God's presence in it. And Ellen was right, it was picked up by the Kabbalists to talk about God being repaired by humans through doing mitzvot, for checking for if you put your shoes on right one, left one. But it has come to mean, I know in this community it has it's a fiery, how we call it is a challenge, but it's come to mean praying with your feet, trying to improve the world around you. Over the past week, some of you have gotten to know me a little bit, but I, as a rabbi, have learned a lot about you. I'm someone who likes to listen and to learn and to reflect and to think and to go slowly and to go gently, as you've probably seen. And as I join you here in Temple Beth El of South Orange County, my goal is to join with my colleague, Rabbi Kavod, with all of the staff, with all of the membership and the board, to take us together with gentleness and appreciation for what has come before and who is here now into our next phase. I want to say to all of you now, if you have not heard it before, you hear it from me now, representing the entire rabbinic establishment. I appreciate all of you, every one of you who chose to be here tonight, rather than at the movies, rather than skydiving, rather than going to the other synagogue down the street. We don't talk, no, I'm kidding. I appreciate every moment that you've put into this community, every email that you have sent to try to make this community shine, including the ones that are critical, because that's part of being Jewish, as we learned a few minutes ago. I even appreciate every text message that every one of you has sent. Not many people appreciate text messages, but I appreciate all of them, because all of you together have made this community what it is. So I will work with you. I will be there for you in the happy times and in the sad times. I will work with our leadership and with Rabbi Kavod to craft a vision and in the gentlest, kindest, and most thoughtful way to implement our strategic plan, to bring along partners, and to do this with great appreciation for all of you and for all who have come before us to allow us to be here tonight. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. As they say, if I had more time, I would have written a shorter speech. We are going to continue now with the Aleinu on page 64. Please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
It's now time to turn our thoughts to those whose legacies inspire us to positive action during our lives. I will start by reading the names of the yard sites, and then I will ask members to stand for Kaddish. Before I do that, I will ask for additional names who may not be on the list. This week we are in order of precedence. This week we are honoring those who passed away in the last year: Ruskin Berglund, Martin Cole, Dr. Leonard C. Feynman, Zita Gluskin, Leslie Heinel, Leslie Heinel, Dorothy Eisen, Pauline Kaplan, Judith Kovach, Jacob Laserson, Celia Schlotnick-Levine, David McKee, Bella Rosenberg, Rosalind Shane, Leon Martin Silverstone, and Miriam Wellickson. We also mourn we mark the yard sites of, please rise as I call out the names of those you are remembering, Jeffrey Irwin Allen, Sylvia Asner, Ione Auerbach, Sylvia Belzer, Philip Belzer, Sarah Brennessel, Mary Brill, Leslie Brody, David Cuevas, Diane Esco, George Ettinger, Maury Granite, Florence Gralnick, Bella Heinel, Mr. Jimmy Hirsch, Richard Hodgson, Louis Horowitz, Anna Horowitz, Lawrence Candell, Toivo Koranian, Benjamin Kasman, Jerome Kaufman, Susan Kornhauser, Sarah Kurtz, Hy Landman, Gilbert Leroux, Florence Nachshon, Robert Norman, Teresa Peretz, Bella Pfeffer, Anne Plocker, Joy Remmer, Louisa Reutman, Jenny Rosen, Kenneth Rosen, Michael Richard Rosen, Mr. Milton Rubin, Honey Scher, David Semmel, Frederick Stein, Janet Sternberg, Enrique Springer, Benny T., Lee Trimble, Jack Visnov, Irina Vysotzkaya, Arthur Waltzman, Leland Weider, Wayne Wolfson, and Irene Yavit. If you have an additional name, please raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Additional names? Thank you. I ask you, if you would, please stand together with the mourners for Mourners Kaddish on page 67. I apologize, page 73. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbi. Be'alama divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei. Ve'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'vizman kariv yimru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevorach elam olmei olmaya. Yisbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei. Dar v'yitalei v'yitalal shamedu kucha b'richu. Le'ela v'yinkol birchata v'shirata tushbirata v'nechemata da'amiran v'yimru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabba mishmai. You may be seated. It is my privilege to call up Sherry Krause and Cantor Shula.
These are two of the beautiful ladies who are founders and probably the most influential ladies that we have had in our congregation. I want to share their sentiments with Rabbi Rosner. Oh, yes. Thank you.
You want to hold it here? Rabbi, I am honored to be here to welcome you to our congregation. This is a momentous time for us, for us and for you. Change is exciting and a little scary. I pray that God will bless you and all of us as we get to know each other with the capacity to grow into being good partners and good listeners. In the words of the late Rabbi Cheryl Leaworth, asking for a blessing for the journey. We ask for strength to overcome obstacles. We ask for confidence to make good choices and good decisions. We ask for the ability to respond rather than react. We ask for protection from harm. Encounters with gentle teachers and sympathetic guides are preferred. We ask for courage to walk through that door and wish you Mazal Tov.
Thank you, Sherry. It was lovely. Rabbi, today we are blessed to call you our Rabbi. We're blessed to welcome you as our new leader and teacher. We look forward to sharing our joys along with life's other milestones with you. We are eager to share your vision with you as well. The Mishnah says in a well-known teaching, appoint for yourself a rabbi, acquire for yourself a friend. Knowing the richness and multi-layeredness of Hebrew words, we find that herein lies our heartfelt blessing for you today. May you be for us and with us, a mentor, teacher, builder, healer, and guide, while also nurturing the deep connections gifted to us by the Creator, the connections of harmony, safety, and comfort, the connections of souls, and the connections of hearts. And to punctuate that, I think it would be lovely if together we sing a Shehecheyanu for our new rabbi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat shalom.
Kiddush and Motzi.
We're doing the Kiddush and Hamotzi, so we got to go down there. We've been asked to also do the Kiddush and Hamotzi. I have to apologize. I am getting over a cold, so my singing is going to be in the Milli Vanilli style.
Start.
Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei veri hagafen.
Yes, rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Kodesh, Zecher Litziat Mitzrayim, Ki banu v'charta, Viltanu Kidashta, Mikol Ha'amim, V'Shabbat Kodshecha, Be'ahava uv'ratzon, Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat l'chaim.
You can sip if you want. I know I never sounded any better. Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lech min haaretz v'te'avon.
Shabbat shalom.
We are nearing the end, and thank you. We have a few announcements to make. And Sagiv, you want to come up here too, sweetie? Do we have a board member who's announcing? Ellen?
Ellen?
Are you doing announcements?
Again, Shabbat Shalom. Thank you to everyone who has made this beautiful service so special. A huge welcome to Rabbi Rosner. We are so happy to have you as part of our family. All details can be found on our website, but just a few things to note. Torah study is available on Zoom every Saturday at 9 a.m. Please join us for our conservative Shabbat service tomorrow at 9:15, followed by a Kiddush luncheon. We are looking for greeters for our Friday and our Saturday services to help create a warm, welcoming environment. Very important. LB will be happy that I'm saying this. Look for your membership renewal packages, which you should have received in both your mailboxes, and now I know what this means, LB, and your inboxes. That's the computer talk. Make a difference in a foster child's life and help with our annual Child Spree event, which we will shop with children to get them ready for the new school year. Registration is open for this amazing event on July 23rd, which I have to say personally is an amazing morning. Just because you may be out of school doesn't mean it's time to stop learning. Check out our World of Judaism classes and our brand new Trope classes. Both will hone your skills to make you comfortable and able to participate in services. Mark your calendars for our annual summer celebration. Hot August nights will be on August 19th with food, drinks, friends, and music. More information to come. And again, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We have an upcoming bar mitzvah boy who is involved and has decided to adopt Child Spree as his mitzvah project. If you don't know what Child Spree is, it's our annual event. We've been doing it for 10 years, and we take 60 foster children back to school shopping. And it was amazing this year when they opened up the registration for those kids. All 60 slots filled up in 3 minutes. That's where the need is. So anyway, Sagiv has adopted it, and he is also, come over here, he is going to tell you about his specific part in Child Spree and how you can help.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My name is Sagiv, and I'm turning 13, so my bar mitzvah is coming up. With it, I'm doing a mitzvah project. As you heard, my mitzvah project is child spree. My mitzvah project is always something very important, and it's a way to make a difference in the community. Child spree is an event where volunteers are paired with foster children from Orange County to shop for new back to school clothes. In addition, individual backpacks are filled with school supplies and created for those foster children. In order to fill up these backpacks, a Target registry was created. However, our backpack supply list is not complete, and we would appreciate if you could support this wonderful cause by going on the Target registry or by scanning this QR code right here, which I will have with me. And by going on that website, you can donate to help fill a backpack for each foster kid. Thank you for taking the time to listen. A donation of any amount will help change the life of a foster child in need.
Good job. All right. And yes, we do still need a few more volunteers, actually. It takes about 120 of us that day, and so I need actually about 20 more. So after Shabbat, go online and please sign up to register to either be a shopping buddy or just as a regular volunteer. We need lots of those too. And we are going to finish with Od Yavo Shalom. So if you're in the mood, stand up and come on and sing. If you're in the choir, make your way toward me. Come on, choir people or future choir people. Hey-oh, come on. Hey-oh, Leslie. Hey-oh, 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 oh, oh. Come on. Hey-oh, 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 oh. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kulam. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Good. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Hey-oh, 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 oh, oh, oh. Hey-oh, 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 oh. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Shalom, shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Just our voices now. Hey-oh, 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 oh, hey-oh, 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 oh. Shabbat shalom.